So for week 10, our video prompt for this week was to come up with like a new human right or something that we think should be a human right. And I think I want to talk about like access to housing. Like, I mean, we all know that there's like a large population of unhoused or homeless people in our country, and due to many reasons. But I think specifically, like every human has a right to shelter. um, every like it shouldn't matter like where you lie economically, socially, like everybody deserves to have a roof over their head. It should be a right. And obviously, that's hard to um it's like a right that's hard to like fix, but I don't think it's something that's unreasonable. Like I think we should try to do more to help our homeless population. We should, have more shelters. They should be easier to get into, easier to stay in. We should have more subsidized housing units. And along with that, I think we should have caps on rent because, I mean, if anybody's looked for an apartment in Buffalo, specifically an apartment, like rent is crazy. For like what $1,000 gets you, because some of the cheapest apartments in Buffalo are, $900 to $1,000 a month. Those apartments are like not very quality, and I don't think that a lot of these people, are making $1,000 a month. You can't get like a um I'm having like trouble finding a word. You can't get like a very like standard, like basic housing, I guess is the word. Like it's not like you're getting this luxury apartment. I mean, obviously you can pay more for that, but I think a lot of it comes from greed with landlords and, obviously inflation too. But I think we should have more caps on rent. I think we should be able to have more subsidized housing. That should be something that our country should work on more, because we shouldn't have people living on the street, especially families with children. Um, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's hard to like account for everybody, and getting those funds for that stuff is going to be either tax dollars or donations, but it's something that I feel like is a human right, like food and water, which also could be a whole nother video in itself. But I feel like it should be easier for people to have a roof over their heads, especially like in Buffalo in the wintertime. Those people don't have anywhere else to go. I work downtown, and my heart goes out to those people because they don't have places to stay. And if they do, sometimes it's hard to get in there. You can't stay in there long. We have long winters. Our springs have terrible weather, as we see. I think it's just like a human right that people should have a roof over their heads, like a dry space, a safe space for them to stay. And I think honestly, as a society, we could come together and or like as a society, but I say like country, I think that's something that we could work on, and something we can get our administrative agencies to maybe like put more funds towards, and they can make more like regulations for that. I don't know, maybe we take some of the tax dollars and a redirect where they're going so we can help some of these people, and hopefully take some of those like the homeless population down. We make the unhoused house. I think like also like along with that, like obviously we help these people have houses because they're people. I feel like sometimes our society just like looks at some of these unhoused people and like thinks differently of them or thinks lower of them, and I, again, wrong, because I think housing is a human right. These people are people. With these programs for subsidized housing and maybe getting these people back on their feet, we should be able to make it easier for them to get jobs, you know, so they can keep the housing. They can eventually start moving up. Like, if they have a house, they can have a job, and with their job, they can maybe, you know, pay, like, get out of their subsidized housing and maybe own their own house or rent an apartment, or and then at that point, maybe, you know, they're gonna be a little more stable. You know, I think housing is a human right, and with that, like, if we could solve a lot of that, like the homeless population, or like unhoused population, whatever you want to call it, we would just be able to like progress further as a country and as a society.